Okay, so this was a challenge given to me. They called it a skit. I thought that's interesting. I should give a good explanation why each Barenaked Ladies album is his absolute favorite. $10 for each album phrased this way. Sure, whatever. Double credit for Maybe You Should Drive. Again, I don't care how much money comes out or whatever, but let's see if I can get through all of them.
So why every
each one's my favorite?
Why every album is your favorite?
Okay, so we'll start with stand up for this, and we'll just get in the middle and just yell into the boundary mics.
Are you gonna be doing them in release order?
In release order, as long as I can remember them. Let's see what happens here. All right, so I'll go stand dead center. Why not? Sorry, Matthews. Yellow Tape. That's where we got Lovers in Dangerous Time, which is probably one of the better covers that Barenaked Ladies ever done, and the original and a really good version of a really good version. Don't pay attention to what's going on behind me. A really good version.
Pay no attention
of
to the people behind the Beej.
Yellow Tape is a really good. I actually have a Yellow Tape. I mean, I bought one off of eBay, so I've got a Yellow Tape at home. I want to get a pink tape too, but whatever.
I have some pink and yellow tape over there.
Do you really? Oh, nice. I'll use some of the pink tape later. So Yellow Tape, my favorite album. Lovers in Dangerous Time, their first cut of that. There's a great video of it too on Much Music. Gordon, fantastic album, debut album. It did remarkably well. A lot of great hits. Obviously, If I Had $1 Million is on there. Lots of other great songs baked into that album. Even stuff that people don't normally listen to, like King of Bedside Manner's a great song too. Crazy's a lot of fun to play. That kind of thing. I don't know how to play it. I'm still trying to teach myself how to do it. But yeah, my favorite album of all time, Barenaked Ladies. Gordon, Maybe You Should Drive. Fantastic sophomore effort that did not get a lot of love from people because it was not what people were expecting. A much more, people called it a cerebral album. I don't know, it's maybe like the songwriting was evolving a little bit, and that made it a lot more fun and different. Good songs there like Am I the Only One? Blame It On Me is a really good one as well. The jazz influence.
If all else fails, you can blame it on me.
Exactly right. You know, said you could blame it on the rain, but if you blame it on the rain, tell me what can be gained. So,
if you blame it on the rain, you might get wet.
Yes, there's that too. Right? So that's a really good album. The Wrong Man Was Convicted is a good track. Great Provider's a fantastic song that nobody really got into. The more you listen to Maybe You Should Drive, the more you appreciate it. It's my favorite album that Barenaked Ladies ever done. Born on a Pirate Ship, excellent album. A breakthrough album into the United States market as well. The kind of thing that was like people are starting to understand who this is, right? Like who Barenaked Ladies are. They made some great stuff with that. Really interesting stuff too. Jim Cregan working with doing In the Drink and working with a Saskatchewan-based First Nations group to provide backing vocals for Spider in My Room. Those are really good. But like Light Up My Room is I love playing Light Up My Room. It's a great track by Ed Robertson. Also the appearance of When I Fall, probably my favorite Barenaked Ladies song. For real this time, my favorite Barenaked Ladies song is When I Fall. Again, Born on a Pirate Ship, probably one of the best ones they've ever made. Definitely my favorite Barenaked Ladies album. Stunt. Absolute blockbuster hit, great stuff. Everyone listened to it because of 1 Week, and 1 Week is a very fun song that kind of really captured, I think maybe even more than If I Had $1 Million, kind of capturing for everybody at the time what the band was all about, the kind of goofballs that they were. I think that Stunt is just a landmark album for them, well produced, the kind of thing that you can listen to just everything on it and really enjoy it. I believe Stunt also had the hidden, at least in Canada, we had hidden tracks on ours for Long Way Back Home, another one of my favorite songs to play. Stunt's my favorite Barenaked Ladies album of all time. Then there's Maroon. I didn't mention Rock Spectac. I'm not going to do that. It's a great live album.
It's your favorite.
It is really my favorite live album. Yeah, it's my favorite album that they've ever done. And it's really good samples of everything, including I think they did a live version of When I Fall in there as well. I can't remember. maybe that's where
I feel like there was a little bit in Canada. There was like when 1 week really blew up.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of like grumbliness in Canada of like we liked them before.
Yeah, we'd known them forever.
Yeah, we liked them for if I had $1 million.
And they worked really hard. Like that's the thing is that like when they went like with Network Records and everything, which is like Sarah McLachlan's label at the time, like they worked super hard. They toured a lot. They went all sorts of places to really kind of like they kept playing a lot of places in the States, like in around the eastern, the Midwest and the eastern region. To kind of like, we need to build a name down here, and if we can do that, we can really pop through. And Stunt was like the best time for them to do that. So anyway, Maroon, my favorite Barenaked Ladies album of all time, came out when I was like at the end of university, essentially. Captures a more emotional thing for me at that time. Well, because it's, you know, when you're going through a change of you're coming out of being a student, you're becoming more mature, you're moving on to do something else. Had really good friends, really solidifying with a lot of people at that time too.
Coming out of university, Barenaked Ladies just has a whole different feel to it.
Exactly, right? Yeah, you've now started, because like I was in grade 8 when This Is Me in grade 9 came out, right?
So you're way more into Barenaked Ladies when you're older.
Yeah, I was. I'm quite the pervert. I was really into it when I was younger too. That's terrible. Anyway, but that's who I am. Terrible person. Yeah, Maroon was fantastic. Some great tracks on there too. Like even just like Fallen for the First Time, I believe was on that album. What's the Yeah, that's Fallen for the First Time. That was on that album, I think. Just good tracks overall that I really enjoyed off of that. That was like felt like it was moving forward. It was another thing of them polishing more work and making like this is the second album in the United States. So that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed Maroon. Favorite Barenaked Ladies album ever made. Hang on, I know what this one is. I don't want to get it wrong. Everything to Everyone. That was a bit of a break, I think. Right, because Disc 1 All Their Greatest Hits came out, I think, in the meantime. So
Today is the Day I Fell Asleep at the Wheel, is that it?
that is... Today's the day, or Tonight is the Night I Fell Asleep at the Wheel is on Maroon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that also leads into Hidden Sun, which is one of, and I not really hot on either of those songs really, but that was Kevin Heron's hidden track, I believe, on Maroon. So we had Disc 1, All the Greatest Hits. How could you not like a Greatest Hits album for like being your favorite BNL album of all time? Of course you can. So I really like that. Some great songs in there that hadn't come out before that you get a chance to listen to, like Thanks That Was Fun was on there. And we talked about that the other night. So that's why that's my favorite album of all time. Everything to Everyone, that was also a very transitional album, I think, for a lot of people because it was not what you expected. While a lot of people were like, oh, another Postcard, what a great song. I don't think so. I didn't like that song at all, but I don't like monkeys.
You don't like monkeys?
I don't like
chimpanzees?
I don't like monkeys. And it's just the visual of like seeing it in my head and all that. It's like, I don't like any of that. But there's so many. Aluminum is such a good song on that album, and I think it got passed over. Shopping's a lot of fun. Also, that's a collab with Blue Man Group, which is why I kind of like that too. I thought that was fun. Could have had more Blue Man Group on it, but it was still really interesting. God, what else is on? Maybe Katie? That's Beej, don't talk about that. That's an emotional trip for me, but Aluminum's such a good song on Everything to Everyone. And there's other songs on there that were also like acoustic versions that came on like deluxe albums and whatnot like that. But Everything to Everyone, definitely my favorite Barenaked Ladies album. Do I describe these separately or together? Fine. I guess we'll talk about it as a double album. Barenaked Ladies Are Me is my favorite Barenaked Ladies album of all time. Also, Barenaked Ladies Are Men is my favorite Barenaked Ladies album of all time. So this was a double album that came out separately, but then was also treated as a double album together. Really good songs on that. Really was like, you can tell these guys are like, you can really feel the age that they are and the politics that they have and the, you know, like some of the feeling of what was going on in the world at that time. So we have like What a Letdown is a great song. I think there's a lot of fun. But like other things like Half a Heart is a really beautiful song to listen to as well. What a Letdown. No, I'm thinking of Wind It Up is also really good. That whole album, like the whole double album, is like a really good album. I think it's really good rock from that era.
It's your favorite.
It's my favorite, absolutely. Whether it's individually or it's both of them together, it's my favorite album.
There are more Barenaked Ladies albums than I thought there were.
We're
There's
not
more
done,
to come.
Paul. We're
Yeah.
not done.
We've just hit, I don't know, the Bush administration? Like,
Yeah, we've just hit, and we've kind of hit the end of the Stephen Page era. Oh right, Bank Job was on that album too. I always think that Bank Job is on All in Good Time, which is the first album B&L released without Stephen Page. That's a very interesting album because it has some, but 4 Seconds is on All in Good Time. That's a very kind of like clever wordplay thing that Ed Robertson started to really lean on a lot, to do a lot of like songs that were on clever wordplay. That's, All in Good Time is my favorite album of all time that they've ever made, which does not feel good to say at all, actually, 'cause I don't like that album at all. There's a couple good songs on it, but I was not a fan of it. It's the best one they've ever made. It's my favorite one.
Hefty donation there from Kid Roar.
Oh, look
I
at
don't know,
that.
maybe
Yeah.
that was a silent auction or something. That
Probably a
They're
silent auction.
They're just paying me to shut up. At
Or
some
they
point.
really want a backpack.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, it could just really be a back.
I hope so. Then Grinning Streak has odds are
145 entries. Wow.
Wow.
Crap.
That's that's amazing.
Wow.
Thank you. So Grinning Streak came out. Odds Are is on that. That's a bop. I really like that song, and I was like, oh hey, they're back. Grinning Streak is a fantastic album. It's my favorite Barenaked Ladies album of all time. There's other good songs on there as well. I'm trying to remember the one that came after that, but I think Boomerang was on that album too, and that's a pretty good song. Couple lyric changes I would have made, but that's not up to me. What's the other one that's it's very grunty sounding kind of song. How does it go again? I can't.
Is that the cool one with the Spanish guitar kind of thing in it?
No, it's the one about
The grunty song.
you'll be the one where it's like your actions will be what's left of you when you leave this earth. There's one that's very close to one of the lines that's in it. I really like that song, but I've now forgotten what goes on in there. Okay, so Fake News is my favorite Barenaked is with B&L. I should just say B&L, it's faster. Fake News is my favorite B&L album of all time because I've listened to it 3 times probably total in all, because man, they have so much music. So I only really know Canada Dry from it, but there's a couple other songs. I know there's a couple other songs in there that are really, really good that I was like, this is good, which therefore then it qualifies as my favorite album of all time. Absolutely, I should really listen to it some more. But then also, what's the new one called? What's it called again?
We're up to their most recent
They're
album.
up to their most recent full album, which is, I forget what it's called. Keeping It Real is what I'm thinking of from Grinning Streak. Thank you, Pseudobite. Their most recent album,
The grunty song.
I haven't purchased it yet because I heard that one of the songs on it has a really terrible sentiment, and I'm like, hey,
It sucks.
I don't want to listen to this, I think, anymore.
I mean, it's your favorite, but it sucks.
It's absolutely my favorite album of all
In
time,
Flight?
and I don't want to listen to it. Maybe it is In Flight. I can't remember. I think it must be it. Yeah, I am not going to probably buy that album, in fact. And I hope that I'm not done with the band, but there was about a week where after that album came out and I heard about the nature of the specific song that I was like, I think I'm going to take a break. I can't really listen to their music right now because I don't really know what to think about the people that I like. This is why Death of the Author is a thing.
That's not what
See-
Death of the Author is.
So you would say 1 week?
Yeah,
Well,
it took 1 week.
Yeah, it's about 1 week.
Yeah.
It's been 1 week.